Hi, 皆さん、こんにちは. Today we're going to officially start on High 4 Unit 4. In this unit, we are looking at talking about what year you are in terms of school level. Alright, the kanji that we need to look at today is the kanji for year. Okay, now on the right hand side is the actual kanji and the stroke order, so please write it down in your exercise book. Now, this kanji is pronounced as nen. Nen. So please write above your kanji, the hiragana, nen. Now this kanji is the kanji that means ear. So right below your box or your kanji, ear. Now this kanji comes from the idea of a person carrying harvest on his back. Now in the olden time, the reason why they chose to use this symbol to represent ear is because back in the olden times when agricultural technology and theories were not as advanced, they could only have one crop or one harvest per year. Nowadays we can manage about two crops a year, if not more, but in the past it is only 1 year. So when you have a big harvest, you carry it home. That indicates a very good year for you. Okay, so from this concept, we derive from the shape nen. Now, however, if you look at the picture here, it looks nothing like our current kanji for year. Okay, because kanji has developed over time. So initially it started with a man, okay, bending over. Okay, a man bending over with a huge bundle of wheat or rice brains really. So these are huge bundle of rice, and that is the rope they use to tie it up. However, as time goes by, you'll find that kanji has developed depending on which kingdom it was and how they decided to simplify it. So it started off with very similar shape like that. And as time goes by, it's a bit more curvy, like this. Okay, so we still have a person over there who carries the harvest, which is still shaped somehow like a tree. Okay, somehow like a plant, but it's still a person carrying a harvest. You can still tell the shape. But when it comes to this period of time, now this is probably about which is about the Qing, the Qing dynasty, which is the Qing emperor, the first emperor of China. His form of writing is usually very muscular, so a lot of straight lines and thick lines. Okay, so they decided to simplify it just as several lines stack up together with a stroke in the middle going past. And it is from this shape that we gradually derive later on something that's more stylized like that, and therefore hence nowadays the kanji that we are familiar with, okay, nen. Okay, so this kanji means nen, ear. How do we put it into context? Okay, so showing the struggle, and let's move on. So in context, when you see nen in several vocabs, before you even start reading it, you might be able to guess what it means. Let's look at the first one. Ichinen. Ichinen. What do you think that means? That's right, it literally means 1 year. So what do you think 5 years is? Go-nen. That's right, go-nen. Excellent. Now the second one is one of our key vocab this unit. Ichinen. And the third kanji is sei, okay, in gakusei and sensei. So sei in this case is acts like the suffix for students. So ichi nen sei, 1 year, and student. So which student is in the first year? That's right, year 1 student. So ichi nen sei is year 1 student. What do you think year 6 students will be? Excellent, roku nen sei. Now, how about year 9 students? Kyunensei. That's right, you can literally say year 9 student. Now, we do have another way of saying year 9 student according which is in line with the Japanese education system, but we'll talk about that in the next slide. Okay, let's move on to the third example. Now, what's the first three kanji over there? It's a small school, which is shogakko. Shogakko. Okay, remember primary school, show and tell. Shogakko 1年生. So what school level exactly are we talking about? Primary school, year 1 student. Excellent. Now, how about the last one? We have the first kanji, which is nan, and we have nen se. So nan nen se, it's a question word. What do you think that's asking? What year student? That's right. It's asking what year student are you? Now in English we say what year are you in? Okay, that's more natural English. But in Japanese it is more natural to say what year student are you? Okay, we don't really have an expression that says what year are you in. So it's what year student. Nannensei desu ka? What year student are you? So please write down our key question today. Nannensei desu ka? Nannensei desu ka? So it means what year are you in? Or literally, what year student are you? Now please pause the video if you need a bit more time. Otherwise, please continue. So this slide is going to summarize the key vocabs and concepts relating to talking about different school students and different school level. On the left hand side, we have students. So starting with primary school, junior high school student, senior high school student to university student. Now you've noticed that I've highlighted words in red and leave some in black. Now I want to make that distinction between the school and the student. Okay, so once again you will see se in all the vocab here. Se is once again the suffix for students. We know shogakko, okay, is primary school, but when we come to talk about primary school student, we then drop the ko completely, okay, in shogakko. We just go shogaku, okay, so it's only left with 3 kanji altogether. So shogakusei, repeat after me. Shogakusei. Junior high school student, jugakusei. Jugakusei. Senior high school student, kokousei. Kokousei. Uni student, daigakusei. Daigakusei. Okay, now we know how to talk about students at different school levels, like primary kids, junior high school kids, senior high school kids, and uni students. Let's add the extra information which indicates which level they are in that particular school. So when we talk about the year level, this is corresponding sort of words to it. You will notice that with primary school student, there are 2 ways of saying it. Okay, they are both correct. So just choose the one that's easier for you to remember. So basically, you are continuing with the shogakusei, jugakusei, kokousei, daigakusei pattern, except where it goes sei for student, we're going to add nensei. Okay, nensei means the year student, and in front of the nen, we're going to add the year level they are in. So therefore, year 5 in primary school student is shogakko 5年生 or shogaku 5年生. Shogaku 5年生. Okay, with junior high school, we know that it is year 7 to 9 in Australian terms. So therefore, when we talk about years 7, 8, and 9, we have to translate it back to the Japanese way of talking about it. So if you're in 7, 8, 9, for example, year 9, okay, if I'm in year 9 in Australia, which year level, okay, starting from 1, would you be in a chugakko, in a junior high school? That's right, you'll be year 3 in the Japanese junior high school. Okay, so therefore, you for year 9 students, you refer to yourself as jugaku 3年生. 中学3年生. Okay, how about 高校生? 高校生 in Australian terms is referring to year 10 to 12. So imagine you are in year 11. Okay, if you're year 11, what's that in the Japanese equivalent? So year 11 is second year of senior high school, 高校. So second year, so therefore it translates to 高校2年生. 高校2年生. Alright, uni students pretty straightforward. We all start from 1 above. Okay, 大学3年生, 4年生, etc. etc. Okay, now please pause the video now to copy down the slide. Otherwise, you're towards the end of our presentation today.